One man is dead after fire destroyed a house in Whitley County. We'll have the latest details on that just ahead.
The competency hearing for an Indiana man accused of murdering a 6-year-old boy inside of his family's Woodford County home is underway. Coming up, we'll break down the testimony heard so far.
Bright blue skies right now. It looks great the rest of the afternoon. It feels fantastic. However, that's going to change big time in the next few days. We're going to see gloomy conditions, rain chances, and also much cooler air. I'm going to show you all those numbers coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to WKYT News at Noon. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. A man is dead after a house fire in Whitley County.
It happened on Highway 26 near Woodbine. That's between Corbin and Williamsburg. Crews say the fire destroyed the house as well. WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked with fire investigators on scene, and he has the details now in our top story at noon. Phil?
Kentucky Highway 26 here between Corbin and Williamsburg has been closed for several hours while crews work to put out and now investigate the cause of this fire. This is Highway 26 behind me. I'm told that a man in his 60s lived alone in this house. Now, the name of the person who was found in the home has not been released yet. They are still trying to identify that person, but I'm told that the victim more than likely will be a man in his 60s found dead in a chair in the living room. The fire was spotted about 6:30 this morning. When the fire department got here, they said that it was already totally involved and pretty much already a total loss. They say they then worked to keep the fire from spreading into the woods around the home and other structures near the home.
When we got here, it was full bloom, going through the roof and everything. It took us about an hour to get it knocked down so we could actually make entry. And about 30 minutes after we went in, we found the subject laying in the middle of the living room.
I spoke to Whitley County Coroner Andy Crowley. He says again that they are not ready to identify the victim. They are still working to locate his family and also to make a positive identification. The cause of the fire is also under investigation. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. The Woodbine Fire Chief says 3 stations responded to the fire that they believe likely started in the living room area of that home. Well, this was a tragic story when it happened, certainly. A man accused of stabbing a 6-year-old boy to death is in a Woodford County courtroom right now.
Police say Ronald Exantus murdered Logan Tipton back in December. And today, a judge will decide if Exantus is able to stand trial. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is at the courthouse now and is live with the very latest in the case. Hillary?
Good afternoon. Testimony in that hearing still going on inside of the courthouse here behind me. Family of Logan Tipton filling several rows inside. And for the first time, the man accused of killing the 6-year-old also has some family inside of the courtroom. Police say back in December, Ronald Exantus, who is from Indiana, broke into the Tipton family home, stabbing the young boy as he slept. Today's hearing with his mother and sister sitting behind him, held to determine if the 32-year-old is mentally competent to stand trial based on a psychiatric evaluation from the state. So far this morning, we have heard testimony from a doctor from Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center, where Exantus spent some time. The doctor explaining several tests and treatments Exantus underwent. She said scans did not show any neurological abnormality. However, a doctor did note signs of psychosis. She did say Exantus was experiencing anxiety and depression. While he initially denied any substance use, marijuana was found in his system shortly after his arrest. The expert witness says Exantus did show some impairment in the ability to think logically. The doctor testifying she does believe there is some type of psychiatric issue, but is unsure what that is. She then noted he did make improvements when treated. While at KCPC, doctors say they discussed his charges with him, which they say he fully understood.
He does have the capacity to appreciate the nature and consequences of the proceedings against him, and that he does have the ability to rationally participate in his own defense.
Thank you.
And that opinion of the doctor is how the prosecution wrapped up with their expert witness right now. Exantus's attorney is cross-examining her, poking some holes in their claims and also raising questions about if her client did receive the necessary testing. For now, live in Woodford County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Now, 3 more witnesses are scheduled to testify. Exantus's attorney said she expects a ruling today.
We're learning more about a robbery at a Madison County store. Berea police say the Dollar General on Prince Royal Drive was robbed yesterday evening. They say a man handed the clerk a note demanding money and then showed that he had a gun. They say the man then drove off in a black pickup. Just a few hours ago, police released this photo of the suspect. And coming up at 12:30, WKYT's Sean Moody will be telling you more about what police say the suspect did before the robbery. Lexington police still searching for the suspect in an armed robbery locally. It happened just after 1 this morning at the Thorntons on Winchester Road near East Loudon Avenue. Police say a man wearing a red bandana over his face held 3 employees at gunpoint and stole money out of the cash register. None of the employees was hurt. Police say the suspect was last seen on foot near Strader Drive.
Well, it's a beautiful day today with a nice fall feel, but it's not going to stay this nice for long. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center now. Micah, what can we expect?
Well, you know, it's going to be really nice, like you were talking about. But as we continue to track off and through the next 24 hours, that's going to change big time. This is one of those days that if you have any plans on getting outside, heading out to the parks, walks around the neighborhood, just getting the kids outdoors, well, you want to do it now, because the problem is once we get off into the next few days, it's not going to be extremely cold, but what you're going to get is you're going to get some chilly temperatures. 73 for today as we get into the rest of the afternoon. And not only that, but we'll start to see those temperatures take a dive into the next few days. So we'll be in the 60s after today. And not only that, but you throw the cloud cover in there, you throw gusty winds, and also some rain chances in with 60s this time of year. Now, if you're talking about 2 months from now, 60s actually will be a heat wave. So it's all relative, but it's going to feel quite chilly with that rain falling over our heads. It's going to be a pretty ugly forecast in the next few days, and that'll take you off possibly into your weekend. So if you have any plans, you want to stick with us. I want to show you this forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. A man accused of engaging in sexual activity with a 14-year-old girl was in Madison County courtroom this morning. Sherez
Ahmed of Ohio was arrested after picking up a 14-year-old girl from Madison Middle School last week. WKYT's Lauren Miner was in court in Richmond for Ahmed's hearing this morning.
Sherez Ahmed appeared before a judge this morning via video from the jail. His bond still is set at $100,000. He is scheduled to be back in court on October 5th for a preliminary hearing. Ahmed was arrested last Thursday evening for picking up a juvenile from school and engaging in sexual activity with her. According to a police report, Ahmed picked up a 14-year-old girl from Madison Middle School in Richmond around 12:30. The report goes on to say Ahmed contacted the girl through social media and knew she was underage before picking her up. School leaders say Ahmed was never actually on school property. They claim to have looked at surveillance footage and never saw his vehicle come onto the property. Police say when Ahmed picked up the girl, he took her cell phone and deleted apps and messages. It also states he then took the girl to a hotel located about 2 miles away from the school to engage in sexual activity. A few of Ahmed's family members did appear in court today, but they did not want to comment. Reporting in Richmond, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
And Ahmed is charged with third-degree rape, third-degree sodomy, unlawful transaction with a minor, and tampering with physical evidence.
Some schools in northern Kentucky have extra security today after threats of violence. Gallatin County schools posted on their Facebook page last night that they've, quote, received a vague threat of violence against Gallatin County schools. County officials say the threat does not seem credible, but they are taking it seriously. The mother of a 13-year-old boy who was killed in a crash says she wants justice. Dakota Honeycutt was killed in April on Highway 223 in Knox County. The driver of the car was a 19-year-old distant relative, and now the boy's mother is saying she had asked her not to drive with her son in the car.
And I told her, I said, no, he can't go with you because you can't drive. And she said, oh, come on, let him go with me. And I said, no, he can't go.
Honeycutt says she got back with work, and before she knew it, her son was gone. It was only 15 minutes before she got a call saying her son was dead. No charges have been filed against the driver of the car. Investigators say they're waiting on blood test results to determine if she was under the influence.
Friends are remembering a Kentucky State Trooper who died in an accident in Pulaski County. Investigators say 24-year-old Trooper Mason Flynn fell through a barn roof and hit his head. He was off duty at the time. Police say he was helping out a friend with some construction. And this morning, police escorted Flynn's body all the way from the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort back to Pulaski County. Flynn graduated from the KSP Academy in January of 2015, and he's the third trooper from the Cadet Class 92 to lose his life.
Polls are still open in 3 eastern Kentucky cities where voters are deciding whether to allow alcohol sales. The votes are taking place in Pineville, which is in Bell County, in Warfield in Martin County, and Jenkins in Letcher County. Voters in Barron County will also decide a county-wide wet-dry election today. The polls are open until 6 p.m. local time.
Well, it's all the talk today. The presidential nominees have faced off in their first presidential debate. We'll have more on that and the latest campaign updates when we come back on WKYT News at noon, Kentucky's #1 midday news.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. The presidential nominees are back on the campaign trail today in battleground states, fresh off their first debate.
Probably asking how'd I do, right? Hillary Clinton will be in North Carolina. Donald Trump is heading to Florida. Jamie Yuccas has reaction to the debate and that big face-off last night.
Our country is suffering because people like Secretary Clinton have made such bad decisions.
Donald, I know you live in your own reality.
Both sides are claiming victory after last night's bruising presidential debate. Donald Trump questioned whether Hillary Clinton is fit to serve as president.
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina.
While Clinton suggested the businessman won't release his tax returns because he has something to hide.
Maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes.
This morning, Clinton told reporters she was thrilled with the debate and said the choice is clear.
His demeanor, his temperament, his behavior on the stage could be seen by everybody, and people can draw their own conclusions.
Donald Trump demonstrated the restraint and the temperament that the American people know is required for the presidency.
The widely watched debate was an opportunity for both candidates to energize their base and convince undecided voters.
CBS News contributor and Republican strategist Frank Luntz asked undecided voters what they thought of Trump's debate performance.
Strong start, weak finish.
Missed opportunities.
Bombastic.
And Clinton's.
Prepared.
Firm.
Powerful.
Same old, same old.
The candidates' next debate is scheduled in St. Louis on October 9th. Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, Hempstead, New York.
And the vice presidential debate is a week from today, and it will be moderated by CBS's own Elaine Keano.
Taiwan is bracing for its third severe storm in 14 days as Typhoon Meggie makes landfall along the island's northeastern coast. The storm, which is expected to dump heavy rain over much of the island, brings with it winds of up to 115 miles per hour, with gusts of 143 miles per hour.
A Kentuckian is going to be one of the stars of an all-new CBS All-Access digital reality show. Big Brother Over the Top premieres at 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
And coming up at 12:30, we'll be hearing more from the Kentuckian guest.
There's no doubt about it. Hands down the easiest forecast for today, 70s and sunny. But the next few days, they get very interesting. Here comes a dreary week the rest of the week, and maybe even off into your weekend. I'm going to show you that 7-day coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Good looking day, isn't it? Outside, we're in the upper 60s, lower 70s already. Listen, we started off in the 40s early this morning, so this is a big jump of temperatures, anywhere from 25 to 30 degree swing from morning to afternoon. 70 degrees right now in Frankfort. If it stopped right now, it would be an amazing day, but we still got a little bit more time to go, about 4 to 5 more hours of heating left to actually get those temperatures up. Be at 75 later on this afternoon and staying sunny. Now let's talk about the next few days. This area of lower pressure, we call it the upper level low. And what that means is, okay, these fronts are down toward the surface. Upper level low pressure systems are in the upper levels, obviously, upper level low. And what they do is that once they get away and get cut off from the jet stream, you can see the jet stream flowing to the south of us and back toward the west. When they get cut off from the jet stream, you got to remember, this jet stream moves everything, right? It gets everything going. Well, when this is cut off from that, there's nothing around that to push it out of the way or get it going. So it just kind of sits over the Ohio River Valley, and that's exactly what we're going to get. It's not going to move until this jet stream moves in, grabs it, and then pushes it on out of the way. So it's just going to stay with us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even parts of Saturday too, which means this for us. You're saying, well, what does that mean for the rest of the week? This is what it means the rest of the week, off into parts of your weekend. Cloudy. It's not going to look good. You're going to have clouds overhead pretty much all day long, each and every single day. Number 2 with that, shower chances. It's not so much thunderstorms. It's mainly just showers streaming on in here. And there'll be kind of chilly showers at times because you'll have gusty winds with that much cooler air. So here comes a pretty ugly setup the next few days. Don't forget, you can still send me some Twitter pictures. Love seeing these, love showing them off because they're just awesome pictures. Gorgeous sunset in Stanford last night. Pretty cool temperatures too. That's at KY Candace. We appreciate that very much. Very vibrant colors yesterday evening, that is. Tomorrow's a good chance of rain. Still Thursday and Friday, still pretty decent chances of rain. Saturday, I'd say first half of your day is your best bet. Second half, it looks like that system will move on out, leaving us with pretty decent Saturday evening and Sunday. But guys, look at those temperatures. Maybe even one day in there, Thursday or Friday, that we could see 58, 59 degrees for a high.
With some showers here and
for
there.
a high temperature.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What a change.
Big
Here
change.
it is.
Okay, it was 92 Sunday.
That's right.
Keep that in mind. We're coming back on WKYT in a moment. Florida has gone to the Kentucky tree for a crucial hire.
And UK's football coach rides out an early season storm. Dave Baker has sports next.
A couple of rocky days on Wall Street, but here at midday, the major market indicators are up.
Sure, football coaches, especially in the SEC, are well paid, but when things aren't going well, the weight of expectations and the university's investment, well, it can kind of be crushing. Sure, Mark Stoops and the Cats have the nation's #1 team on the schedule this week, but last Saturday, UK players talked about winning one for a coach who was under the gun.
I appreciate them. They know and I love and respect those players, and as they do me, but we know what goes on in our locker room, and I told them, don't ever worry about me. I'm never going to flinch, and they can't either. It was exciting. They were energetic, but we knew what we had to do. It's about getting out there and executing and playing, and there's a lot of things for us to clean up still, and that's the good part. You can do that after a win and after you do some things good, but there's still several plays that will get cleaned up.
Of course, if you're in the business of college coaching, you know Nick Saban and marvel at everything he's done. Saban knows that success just doesn't happen overnight. So while some around the Big Blue Nation are getting antsy about progress, the nation's best coach likes the way things are being done in Lexington.
You know, I think that the continuity in programs sometimes gets overlooked, and sometimes you got a better chance to build in the long run if you're not constantly making changes. And I think people, sometimes overlook that. So I think Mark has done a really, really good job, and I think they're a really, competitive, physical team that is going to be a real challenge for us.
Florida has officially announced that Scott Strickland is the school's new athletics director. The formal introduction will take place in about a half an hour. Strickland previously served as an associate AD for media relations at Kentucky. Still got a lot of family here before becoming AD at Mississippi State. Strickland replaces Jeremy Foley, who's retiring at the end of the month after 25 years leading the nation's most successful athletics department. Strickland's earliest start date would be November the 1st. Tonight on a Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, Ben Jones with a scouting report on Alabama, T.J. Beisner of CN2, and UK All-American Jack Goose Gibbons. That's all at 6 on 630 WLAP. Guys, that's a look at sports on this Tuesday.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
And there's much more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
A Kentuckian is going to be starring on a new CBS digital show. That plus...
I'm Sean Moody in Madison County. That is something you're going to see a lot more of around here. Berea police are upping their patrols after several robberies at Dollar General stores. I'll have the latest coming up on WKYT News at 12:30.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $25 million, and tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $60 million.